1,70 Meter groß, er kämpft in der Normalauslage. Seine Erfahrung: 64 Kämpfe, 53 Siege, davon 31 vorzeitig. In Italien geboren, er lebt heute in Ungarn. Ihr Applaus für den Mann in der roten Ecke, Giuseppe Lauri. Meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, der Mann in der blauen Ecke. Er kommt mit der Empfehlung von 360 Amateurkämpfen, von denen er 340 gewonnen hat. Ex-WBC-Champion. 26. Januar hat ihn noch in Las Vegas gesehen, heute ist er bei uns in Berlin. Sein Kampfrekord: 23 Kämpfe, 23 Siege, 17 davon kamen vorzeitig. Ihr Applaus, Selcuk Aydin.
So here we go then, first contest on the programme. Giuseppe Lauri in action against Selcuk Aydin. Now Aydin, you may remember, actually lost on points to Roberto Guerrero for the WBC interim welterweight title that was once held, in fact, by Floyd Mayweather. And a former European champion at welterweight as well, so a very decent handful, Aydin. And Robert Guerrero, known as the Ghost.
What strikes me straight away here, Steve, is how small this ring is. This is a very small ring area indeed. It will certainly suit a boxer who's on his front foot, trying to close the gap down against an opponent. Certainly doesn't suit an up and come in and stand off type of boxer.
That's right, and by the way, you might want to know that Lauri's lost 4 of his last 5, which doesn't augur too well for him here. So round 1 then of a scheduled 10. This a Pan-Asian Boxing Association title fight, and as I say, quite how Lauri does qualify is something of a mystery to me. Anyway, good start here by Aydin. Good powerful punches here, Richie.
Yeah. Great start, very positive. Came out from his corner, straight over to his opponent, pinned him on the ropes, and he's starting to really punch powerfully straight away. There's no tip-tapping here from Aydin. And Lauri, yeah, he's just going to have his wits about him here, keep that guard up, and certainly keep off those ropes in the early stages.
Well, Aydin has stopped 17 in 23 victories, and, well, it looks like he's on course to do that again here. Oh, lovely work again from Aydin.
Yeah, good shot there, but there was a better shot from underneath, Steve. It was a little right hook to the body, right uppercut if you like. It made Lauri go back. That was the shot that started things, and then there was that right hand over the top also from Aydin. So a good positive start from the Turk.
And you've got to say that Aydin is a very exciting fighter, isn't he? He's a man on a mission.
He actually reminds me, the look of him, of an Omar Sheikha, a young Omar Sheikha who was beaten many years ago by Joe Calzaghe in a great performance from Calzaghe, but very, very similar sort of look about him.
And once again, punches raining in here from both hands from Aydin. And it's the best really that Lauri could do here, Richie, just to cover up and try and avoid some of these shots.
Yeah, he's taken a couple too many here, especially downstairs as well. And you know, Steve, that when you take those shots downstairs, it slows your feet down. And so this type of contest straight away is suiting the younger Aydin.
Yep, there's a 7-year difference between these two men. Lauri, of course, the older of the two. Yeah, good exciting start this now from Aydin. And as you say, Richie, those body shots dig in and they hurt.
Yeah. I think they're having a bit of an effect on Lauri. He's very experienced. He's absorbed a lot of punishment in this round, so it's been a great start from Aydin.
And what legs, of course, Lauri had will be diminished as this round goes on due to those body shots.
You see, Lauri's an old pro, isn't he, Steve? He might be thinking this fella's going to punch himself out. That might be his tactic, but it's a risk. It really is a big risk to take against the younger, fresher man. And clearly a good round here. Good right hand again from Aydin.
Yeah, excellent start there for Aydin. Wins that round very, very clearly. Whew. So as you were saying, Richie, Lauri, you know, very experienced fighter. He was a 12-round points loser to a very decent fighter, Alan Vester, who's not boxing anymore. Stopped in 5 by Ricky Hatton, beaten in 2 by Junior Witter. Lever Kirakozian beat him in a couple of rounds. Ted Bammy beat him for a European title a couple of times. Lost to Paul McCluskey. And Michele Di Rocco beat him for a European light welterweight title more recently. And he got stopped in a round by him.
Seconds out, Betreuer wird aus dem Ring. Seconds out, please.
Seconds out. So round 2 coming up of the scheduled 10. And we're looking at a very decent handful here in Selcuk Aydin. Very popular young man on the circuit as well. So Giuseppe Lauri, who took a bit of a hammering in the opening round, needs to get his bike here and use his smarts, because there's only more to come, Rich, isn't there?
Yeah, he's got to start doing things differently here, Lauri. I think he's got to get on his bike a little bit more and trying to avoid a few more shots. He's standing, holding his feet. I think it's been the wrong tactic. He's took too many for me. Again on the ropes. Look, this is a bad position to be in, Steve. You know that. He's got to get off those ropes. And I think he's just got to get a little bit of movement in his legs.
Well, you're the master of tactics, Richie. I can't see, actually, there's anything in the makeup here of Lauri that's going to enable him to do those things that you suggest. You know, he is what he is.
Yeah, he's choosing this peekaboo style, isn't he? And he's just trying to pick his shots here and there. That wasn't a bad shot at all. That was good there from Lauri. But like I say, I just think it's a big risk to take. It's holding your feet in front of this type of an opponent. Look, he keeps getting hit now. Big shots going in from Aydin.
And one thing, of course, Lauri does have on his side is experience, but I don't think that's going to make a massive difference here. 53 wins, 11 losses, and 31 knockouts to his credit. And he'd swap all of that success for one big punch here, I suspect. And Aydin's a pretty hurtful puncher, I'd say.
Yeah, he's not... He's certainly not tip-tapping, Steve, is he? He's really putting everything into every shot. Now, you know, this could be a master tactic from Lauri here. He's just soaking up the pressure. He's a tough old boy, and you never know. Aydin, the way he's putting a lot of power, a lot of pressure on here. He's got to finish Lauri off. I don't think he's going to get 12 rounds, not at this pace.
But interestingly, I mean, you know, the interesting thing is here that Aydin doesn't have to go looking for Lauri, does he? He's right there in front of him.
Of course, Stephen, it's a 10-rounder, it's not a 12, but nevertheless, still, it's a tough pace to keep up for 10 rounds.
Certainly is. Slightly better round here, I think, for Lauri, but still getting a bit of a pasting. Yeah, like you said, Richie, he's a tough man.
Well, Aydin's certainly showing no respect for his opponent here, the way he's walking forward. He's taking risks himself. He's just trying to get up close. He should be using his jab a little bit more and setting himself up for the bigger shots. But again, it's one-way traffic. Another good round for Aydin.
Well, I get the impression here that Lauri will probably get to the halfway point, but probably not much further. So this crowd at the Universal Hall in Berlin thoroughly enjoying this. This, by the way, is it's sort of west of the centre of Berlin, just north of Charlottenburg, if you've ever been there.
Aydin again on the attack. Catches a jab there from Lauri. That wasn't too bad, but not many punches hit the target from the Italian.
Con calma, non respira, non friggerti un cazzo. Stai calmo, fratello, concentrato. Ecco.
So we need to see a sea change in Giuseppe Lauri's fortunes here, because so far he's getting pretty much hammered by both hands from Aydin. And, you know, as I said before, Richie, you know, Lauri seems to be made for Aydin, style-wise. And what you really need is someone who can buzz around the ring and not get hit.
Well, the thing is, Steve, I mean, Lauri has chosen this tactic to stand and sort of trade and peekaboo style and nick the odd shot here and there. But if anything, we need to probably see a little bit more head movement from him. If he's not going to move his feet, he's got to move his head. He's got to make that target harder to hit. And at this point, I mean, it's all one way, isn't it, for Aydin?
Yep, watch your elbow. Well, that's the kind of right hand there that Aydin threw right on the top of the head of Lauri, and the kind of punch that hurts your hands.
Yeah.
People don't appreciate the damage that fighters do to their hands in a career. And of course, the long-term damage of being in a fight where you sustain a lot of shots. You know, the long-term damage shows 10, 15, 20 years later.
You don't want to be in too many contests like this if you were Lauri, Steve. He's taking a lot of shots here. He's getting through with the odd left uppercut on the inside there, which isn't too bad, but he's just too easy to hit. And Aydin again working downstairs. Just got to watch he doesn't punch himself out. He's just got to steady himself a little bit more. He's putting everything into every shot, which is not a good thing, because if your opponent's still there, then, you know, you could run out of gas. But it's all one way at this point.
And these are hurtful shots now from Aydin. And Lauri just a bit too tough, I think, for his own good here. Well, he got over that bad spell. Still very much in it, but as I say, I can't see him going much beyond halfway. Not if this continues.
Break. Step back.
And these body punches, Richie, are terribly hurtful, aren't they?
Yeah, the only thing I would say, Steve, there's a lot of single shots going in here. A lot of singles indeed, and Lauri seems to be taking them no problem. So Aydin, I think he's got to start maybe throwing some combinations, start opening his opponents up a little bit more that way. Too many singles, and they are hurtful blows, but he's in against a very tough opponent in Lauri.
So another round on the card here. Oh, lovely right hand there. Beautiful shot, he's down in round 3. Well, he says it's not a knockdown. The referee agrees with it, but I thought it was.
Oh, that was a definite knockdown. I don't know what the referee was playing at there. A right hand over the top. That was a super shot, best shot of the round. That caused him to actually go down. Whether he was off balance or not, he went down. He should have been counted there.
Absolutely right. Well, whether or not Lauri gets to the halfway point now is debatable. Bit of replay coming up. This was definitely a knockdown, but it wasn't counted by the referee, and he's the man who counts.
Look at that. Whipped that shot over the top. Let's have a look now. And again. But he was off balance there because of the first shot. Here it comes here. Whips it over. Bang. That's a cracking shot there. Let's have a look. Was one there, but look, that isn't the way he actually went down there. That was
the result of a punch.
Yeah, a delayed reaction from the first punch.
Seconds out, please.
Seconds out.
So 10 rounds of boxing then for the Pan-Asian welterweight title, and we have Giuseppe Lauri in action against Selcuk Aydin. And Aydin, well, he's scored a knockdown in the previous round which wasn't counted, but he's been absolutely dominant here over Lauri, the Italian, now based in Hungary.
See these shots now, they're very borderline to the body, but just one there just hurt, I think, Lauri. Or he was either complaining that it was probably a little bit low, but nevertheless, the signs aren't good for Lauri. He's been over in that last round. He says it wasn't a knockdown punch. The referee agreed, but I just still think that the signs are there, that he's getting hurt, and the shots are starting to take their toll.
But Lauri, as you so rightly said earlier, Richie, you know, getting through with the odd shot that makes a difference here. Whether it will make a difference, of course, overall remains to be seen. I don't think so, personally. I don't think he hits hard enough to bother Aydin too much.
Lauri's tough, isn't he? Tough and experienced. Knows how to get through a contest.
Not quite sure what that was about. Leaning on, possibly. Best round so far that Lauri's had, Richie.
And that's because he's working with his jab a lot more, Steve. Just a simple shot, trying to keep his man at bay. He's been successful with it. And it's just causing Aydin a few problems, that jab.
Cracking venue, this, isn't it? They have bands here and all sorts of events. Well, once again, Aydin getting off with his bigger shot simply because the jab from Lauri is not poking out as it was previously.
He doesn't vary his power at all, Aydin. Every shot he's throwing, he's putting everything into it.
I'm not that sure, though, he's an almighty powerful puncher.
No, I agree, Steve. I don't think he's a devastating puncher. He's certainly a stiff puncher, as we say in boxing. But, and his record would also suggest that, but he's doing well now. But again, singles, needs to start doubling them up and throwing some combinations. See, the pace is actually suiting Lauri, just the single shots here and there.
Yeah, he had some very good moments in the early stages of this round, but Aydin coming back at him now.
And Lauri showing that experience, the way he puts his head in front of his opponent, and then he's looking for that left uppercut on the inside, and now and again he's getting through with it, but it's just not enough. There's not enough power there to keep his man at bay.
And of course the great thing for Lauri, he will never stop trying. Oh, lovely right again. Well, closer around that time, but once again I think Aydin's nicked it. Richie, what do you reckon?
Oh yeah, I don't think you can give it to Lauri, Steve. The way Aydin was coming forward, he's punching cleaner. Okay, there's some good jabs that went in there from Lauri, but you know, wasn't enough to win the round for me.
So, bit of replay coming out now for round 4. Lovely body shot.
Again, single shots coming from Aydin. There's that right hand. That was right at the end of the round. He timed it well. And that's the shot that will probably undo Lauri here, the way he's jabbing. If you can just time it and whip it over the top.
So we've had 4 very good rounds of action. Round 5, of course, coming up.
Red corner, second out, please.
So here we go, then round 5. As I said, you know, whether Lauri goes beyond the halfway point remains to be seen. Personally, I don't think he will if Selcuk Aydin keeps this assault up. But you never know. Big moment this, of course, for Lauri, and possibly his last big one in, you know, a fairly illustrious career.
I think as well, Steve, we're coming into an important part of the fight now. You know, is Lauri going to keep taking these shots? Is Aydin going to tire a little bit? I think if Lauri can just keep him at bay with that jab, he may have some more success and may give Aydin something else to think about. But at this stage, Aydin is walking forward, no respect from him. You see, he's not showing any respect to his opponent. Lauri doesn't seem to be hurting him, does he? Can't keep him at bay.
Absolutely. Oh, lovely. And we do know that, of course, Aydin can be outboxed, as Robert Guerrero proved. You know, a left hand, be smart.
Oh, big shot there again. Good right hand. Again, the signs. Lauri now. He's still in there, Steve, but yeah, it's not looking too good. I just get this. I just sense that Aydin now, if he steps it up a little bit, he could crumble here, Lauri.
Yeah, got hurt there from a long right. Well, don't wait is the order for Selcuk Aydin.
Yeah, look, it's been probably 15-20 seconds he hasn't thrown his shot there. Aydin.
Bit of a swelling now appearing over the left eye here of Giuseppe Lauri. And again, good sustained work from the Turk. Based in Hamburg these days.
He's still working well to the body here, Aydin. I think he needs to switch the attack here.
And you can notice, Richard, there's very little coming back now from Lauri.
Well, you know, I said at the start of the round, Steve, this is an important round, and I really believe that if Aydin could just step it up here, he may just crumble Lauri. Some good shots. The signs aren't too good, look, from Lauri, but he just gets through because the pace is suiting him. He slows down a little bit, Aydin does. Single shots, and that's just allowing his opponent to recover. But he should step it up now, and he should sense that.
Well, another extra round there for Aydin, but Lauri's still there. So a bit of replay coming up now from round 5. And once again, Selcuk Aydin, the man very much in control here.
Yeah, super work from Aydin. Great 1-2 combination there. Lauri felt those. Cleverly then just grabs his opponent. He was hurt with those shots.
Really good. Keep pressure, okay? Like I said.
So round 6 coming up. This is the halfway point. 5 gone, 5 to go. Now, I did suspect he wouldn't go much beyond the halfway stage here, but he's a tough man, Lauri, isn't he?
Very tough indeed. Very experienced. And he's took some good fighters who have stopped him, hasn't he? Ricky Hatton in 5 rounds, Junior Witter in 2, Paul McCloskey in 11. These are good world-class boxers.
So here we go then. This is round 6. As I say, the halfway point. Hungarian-based Italian Giuseppe Lauri, of course, against the Hamburg-based Turk in Selcuk Aydin.
See, when he throws that right hook to the body, Steve, he's then got to switch to the head with the left hook. You know, the switch of attack, so right to the body, then finish on that left hook to the head. That may catch Lauri out, but the single shot is not enough, and Lauri's getting through again.
Well, the jab is making a massive difference here for Lauri. When he uses it, it does seem to be effective, and it puts Aydin off his attack. But when he closes up like this, he's a sitting target.
Yeah, Lauri's got to throw more jabs, but he's got to throw them at speed, Steve, because, you know, if he throws that jab very slowly, then that right hand will come over the top. There's that left hook on the inside I spoke about earlier. That's a great shot, that is, from Lauri.
Do you get the impression that Lauri's trying to be Aydin at his own game?
Yeah, just experience. He's trying to get up close, isn't he? Up close to his opponent, peekaboo style, nicking the odd shots here and there, and he's getting through that little left uppercut. If I was Aydin, I wouldn't bother about boxing up close to him. You're in against a very experienced man who's getting through with shots now. He's got to box more mid to long, hasn't he? And really get those power shots in at mid-range and keep that gap between himself and Lauri.
Well, I get the impression now that if indeed Lauri gets through this one safely, he may negotiate the full course. And that really should be to the detriment of Selcuk Aydin. Having said that, Aydin coming back at him again.
Yeah, Lauri is a tough customer indeed, but he's starting to gain a little bit of confidence in this round now because he's getting through with the odd shots. His mindset is just changing slightly. He's experienced. He's come through some storms here and he's still there, so this will give him a bit more confidence.
Well, despite the decent moments we've seen from Lauri in this particular round, and there's not much in it, you know, he's taken a fair few shots as well. Oh, lovely right there again from Aydin.
Yeah, what appeared to be quite a good round for Lauri. Now he's still on the back foot, isn't he? His problem is he can't push his opponent back.
Blood on the face now of the Italian. Oh, beautiful left hook. Beautiful shot. He's going to... Oh, the balance come. Well, ultimately, Richie, I've got to say that Aydin probably nicked the round, but it was a close one.
It was close, but, you know, the last minute or so, certainly the last 30 or 40 seconds, was Aydin's.
And a cut on the left eye of Giuseppe Lauri now. Lovely left hook in that round. Beautiful right as well. That probably cut the eye, which was swollen anyway.
Yeah, some good stuff from Aydin on the attack. Threw some good right hands, but there's a left hook at the end, which was a belting shot. There it was there. Super punch indeed.
Jarring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
cut.
rotten cut. I haven't seen a clash of heads either.
That's a nasty cut.
Well, will he get through this round with a cut like that?
Well, you know, if I was his corner, I'd be saying, that's enough, son. You cut bad.
So a badly cut Giuseppe Lauri in action against Selcuk Aydin. Pan-Asian Boxing Association welterweight title on the line here. 10 rounds of boxing. We are now in round 7. And Lauri has fought with a big heart. But sadly, he's been a pretty big target as well for Aydin, who's cut him over the left eye. Now, I'm not sure if that was a clash of heads or indeed a right hand, but it could have been either.
I think Aydin showed a good bit of variety in that last round. He started to land with that left hook, which we hadn't really seen before. It was mainly his right hands that he was getting through, the right hook to the body, the straight right, and the right hand over the top. But that left hook starting to come in now, so Lauri's got to keep that right hand nice and high. He's also got to protect that cut over his left eye, so he has got problems. But you have to take your hat off to him, a very tough man indeed. And, you know, he's getting through with the odd shot here and there.
But like you said, Richie, he's more concerned about defending himself than he is about attacking. And for obvious reasons, of course. He's got something to protect here, a chin and a cut.
I mean, Steve, it's a shame at the end of that round, that last round, we've seen some great action from Aydin, but there was a couple of super left uppercuts from Lauri in that round. I wish we'd have seen them on the inside, short range stuff, and they were terrific shots to hit the target the way he did.
Well, it's interesting as well, now that Lauri appears to have slowed down. Maybe this is survival. Realises he probably won't win the fight, but wants to stay the route.
Yeah, the challenge for him now is to get through this. And he's a brave man. He's a tough man indeed. He won't want to be stopped. No way. So this is the challenge for Aydin now. He must sense the situation he's in, and he's got to up the work rate, because I think he's there for the taking, Lauri. He is tough, but the signs are there that he's starting to crack here and there.
But all he needs to do is get that blood on the left eye flowing again.
Oh, great shot that was, Steve. Look at that little left uppercut again on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, doing well here, Lauri. Not winning, but, you know, putting together some nice punches. Quite officious, this referee, isn't he? Oh, sweet little left hook there once again from Aydin. 20-odd seconds to go then in round 7. Well, confounded my prediction of Lauri not making it much past the halfway stage. But another round in the bag here for Aydin. Would you say?
Oh, yeah, I think so. His tactics are very good, Steve, because he seems to end the round very well. There's a pattern, isn't there? The last 30, 40 seconds, he comes on strong, so he catches the judge's eyes. If the rounds are close, Aydin, he gets it.
Indeed. So a bit of replay here then for round 7. And once again, we've seen some lovely work here from Giuseppe Lauri, but sadly, just not enough of it.
Yeah, some good stuff from Lauri on the inside. But there's that little left hook again that we spoke about from Aydin. That was a good shot. He's got to keep that right hand higher, but good double jab there from Lauri in reply.
But I get the impression now that Lauri is in survival mode.
E vedi che rallenta quando
Seconds out. We try and cross the ring. Seconds out, please.
Seconds out.
So round 8 then coming up at this Pan Asian Boxing Association welterweight title fight. And we're looking, of course, at, in the black shorts, Selcuk Aydin of Turkey, now based in Hamburg, against the Hungarian-based Italian Giuseppe Lauri. And sadly, we haven't given a round yet, or even a share of one to Lauri, but my goodness me, some of them have been very competitive, and it's just a shame we couldn't go in his favour. Well, Richie, all I can suggest now is that Lauri finds an almighty haymaker from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be probably every round down on the judges' scorecards here. But nevertheless, he is a boxer who can produce a knockout.
And a tough man.
Yeah, very tough indeed. And I think he has got the respect now of his opponent, because his opponent's corner is probably saying to him, listen, this fella, you know, he's been the distance many times before, he'll be there till the end. And that's what they're probably saying to Aydin. So he's taking his time, but I just think he should step it up.
Well, he did go for the finish early on, didn't he? But it didn't come.
He's not sustaining the attacks enough though, Steve, and it's all single shots for me.
Oh. Nice left hook there again from Aydin. And again. And a lovely right.
Oh, that was a belting shot there. That 1-2 through the middle there. And again, Lauri's feeling these.
Well, this is where Aydin needs to sustain that barrage of punches.
Yeah, a little bit frustrating, isn't it, with Aydin, because he put some good work together, and then you want him to take it a step further. You want him to step in and really put his man under the cosh, but he doesn't. He steps back, goes for safety, and a little bit frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, they've done well with the cut, though, haven't they, in the corner?
Yeah, it was a bad cut, wasn't it? And obviously the blood could run down into the eye as well. Lauri there just acknowledging that little right hand over the top. Sure right hand that caught him. It was a good shot. And he just nodded.
Well, there's a lot of smart fighters out there at this weight that Aydin may want to avoid. And I don't think Lauri's one of them, without trying to be anything like, you know, casting any aspersions at all against Lauri. I think he's a tough man. But as I said, there's a lot of good fighters out there that have got good left hands, good footwork. But another round of the bag there for Aydin. 80-72 now.
Yeah, there's that left hook again. Lovely shot there from Aydin. One of the best punches of the round there for him. Lauri on the inside, that little left uppercut. Keeps his guard nice and high. Wasn't such a bad round for him either, but again, I think Aydin at the end, last 30 seconds again, puts in a little bit of a spurt and takes the round.
Pochi colpi ma stretti, pochi colpi stretti. Quando tiri anche sinistro, da vicino, prima te, fratello. Sinistro e gancio destro stretto.
So here we go then, this is round 9, the penultimate round of a schedule 10. And of course we're looking at, well, a thoroughly beaten, I would suggest, but real tough man in Giuseppe Lauri in action here against Selcuk Aydin. So, as I say, round 9, and I can't really see now, you know, with a couple of sessions to go, Richie, I can't see Aydin putting him away now, can you?
No, I think his chance has gone there, because I think now Lauri's actually grown in confidence again. He's coming through. He's come through the storms, hasn't he? And he's still there.
Gotta say,
there's little head movement from Aydin as well, Steve. I mean, could you imagine him against someone like Kel Brook from Sheffield? I mean,
would he land a punch?
For me, he'd be well out of his depth, and you've said it, there are far better boxers, and that's with all due respect to Lauri out there. He's got to perform a little bit better if he's going to climb up the rankings.
Indeed. Gotta say hello to an old friend of mine, Ollie Norris, who's an avid Eurosport viewer. Thank you, Ollie. And of course the rest of you who tend to watch the boxing here on British Eurosport.
Break, step it.
I think another British boxer would fancy his chances here as well. Would be someone like Frankie Gavin, Steve.
Oh, absolutely,
you know, the skills of Gavin would really expose Aydin.
Yeah, I think a skillful boxer with a jab would cause him an awful lot of trouble. But he's a tough guy. He keeps coming at you. But as I say, I think Lauri's made for him, don't you?
I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Lauri in that he keeps saying that Aydin should be stepping it up, but he's experienced, isn't he, Lauri? And he's slowed things down, and he's made his opponent box at his pace. So we should give him a little bit more credit, I think.
Yes, and as good as we think Aydin is, and everyone else thinks he is, you know, there are some guys he needs to stay away from. You know, there are routes you can take, aren't there, to success? Yep, Lauri's going to survive this now. Me thinking it might end around the halfway point. Well, he's confounded me.
Box.
So, round 9 coming to an end. And that's a good round again for Selcuk Aydin. 1 to play, but 90 plays 81 now. Every round in favour. 1 or 2 fairly close, but every round in favour here of Aydin so far.
Yep, some good work again from Aydin in this round. There, obviously, the referee hadn't said break, and he quite rightly hit his opponent. But Aydin on the attack again. This was towards the end of the round. He's got that inbuilt clock, hasn't he? Last 30 seconds or so.
Giuseppe Lauri und Selcuk Aydin, die Applaus. Seconds out.
Seconds out.
Seconds out, please. Red corner, blue corner, seconds
So,
out.
10th and final round then of this Pan-Asian Boxing Association welterweight title fight between Giuseppe Lauri, tougher golf boots in action here against Selcuk Aydin, the finest Turkish boxer, most successful Turkish boxer of all time, apparently. And, well, once again, hammering away here at Lauri with both fists. And the only thing really I think Lauri has offered is that very sweet uppercut on the inside, the odd good body shot, but a whole big heart.
Oh yeah, he's got a massive heart, isn't he? Tough guy. Yeah, clever on the inside, Lauri. A little sneaky jab as well to the body now and again as his opponent's coming forward. But this is a better start to the round now from Aydin. There's that little uppercut on the inside and a left hook. That wasn't too bad from Lauri. The problem he's had, Steve, he really hasn't pushed his opponent back. He hasn't really got the power to trouble his opponent. And when you see Aydin just keeps coming, walking forward, then for me, that I think the judges will just be looking at that and saying, yeah, that's another round to him, that's another round.
Yes, absolutely. I can't see them favouring Lauri in any round, to be honest with you.
Oh, sneaky left up there from Lauri, just to tell him, yeah, I'm still in it, son, and again.
And it's a good fight. fight, you know, despite the one-sided nature, you know, it has been a very good fight. And it's one-sided in our opinion, Rich, isn't it?
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, Steve, ask Giuseppe Lauri, he'd probably do another 10 rounds, you know.
Yes. But not like this. Yeah, he's been under the cosh most of the way. Less than a minute to go now.
And Aydin, obviously, he will learn from this. You know, he's had, what, 17 knockouts before this contest. He's experienced in knocking guys out, but, you know, now and again you come up against someone you can't knock out, and this is the opponent. But so we'll learn from it.
What it also means, Richie, is that Aydin does not belong in the top tier of welterweights.
Not yet, he doesn't. And he should go back to the gym and look at this tape and say, right, what could we have done better? And he certainly could have punched more in combinations, in too many single shots, and he was allowing his opponent to recover.
But he is up against a notoriously tough individual. You know, you've got to be a pretty big puncher to hurt him. He has been hurt, don't get me wrong, a few times in this fight, but he's still there.
Yeah, he's come through it. Yeah, tough man indeed.
Yeah, an excellent win there for Selcuk Aydin. Well, that looks like 100 to 90 for me, and probably you as well, Richie.
Same here, Steve.
But, you know, you never know. The judges may have been generous on a couple of rounds here by giving a share of them to Lauri. We'll see.
He'll be more disappointed that he's actually got that cut, Steve, over his eye, and that put him out of action for a few weeks.
Yeah, but it's not one of those regular performers. And of course, at 36 years of age, I don't think he's going to be around for a great deal of time, but a very, very good opponent for anyone with aspirations of greatness.
Yeah, if you're learning the trade, then he is a brilliant opponent to box against.
Der Interimstitel nach Version der Paare beim Halbweltergewicht geht einstimmig nach Punkten in die blaue Ecke an Selcuk Aydin.
Aydin is declared the winner, but we haven't got any scores. So winner and new Pan-Asian Boxing Association welterweight champion Selcuk Aydin. And of course, there's the western part of Turkey and the eastern part of Turkey, which is Asia. And I'm not quite sure where Aydin is from in Turkey. Absolutely right. Yep, big hand for Lauri as well. But Selcuk Aydin is the new champion. Trabzon, as I say, I don't know where Trabzon is in Turkey, but I apologise for that. So, some of the highlights then, if you've just joined us. So, Giuseppe Lauri in action against Selcuk Aydin. Pan-Asian Boxing Association welterweight title on the line. The vacant version, by the way. And a very good performance from Aydin. And if he lost a round, I will be very surprised.